Yo guys, Saivo here. Today we're gonna be talking about leveling, but before we get to that, look at Ilium. It looks awesome. They have changed it a lot. They have added these decor items all around. It looks very Halloweeny, even though we're like, I don't know, I guess 2 months away from Halloween. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm enjoying this a lot. I have never seen the capital looking so different, basically. So I just love it. There's like a crazy music going on in the background. There's like autumn leaves falling. Um, I don't know exactly what this is. I haven't checked out the event, but I will surely do after this. Now, leveling. Leveling in Wildstar is pretty straightforward, not much grind involved, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's start with the free options that we have. If you don't want to spend some money in the cash shop, no problem. Number one and the most important thing, do quests. In Wildstar, quests are golden. They give you so much experience and they are pretty easy to do. Solo, duo, trio, or even if you play like with a 5-man group of friends or guildies or whatnot. Quests. Don't do quests that require you to kill mobs that are 2 levels under your level. Try to always focus on quests that require you to kill mobs your level, 1 level higher or even 2 levels higher if you're like, looking for a challenge. So keep that in mind. If that zone has only quests that are lower than your level, the mobs that you need to kill, that's how basically I determine what quests I want and what quests I don't. Um, if I see that the mob is 2 levels under or 1 level under, I just skip it, I abandon it, and I just move forward. I just either go forward in that zone or just change the zone. Um, Other than that, very important, join a guild, guys. Guilds can offer you two things. Number one is an experience flask, which you can buy from inside your house. There is a vendor, and I'm going to show you guys later where you can buy it. Number two that a guild offers you is an experience buff. Keep in mind though that guilds kind of need to have these things unlocked. So if it's like a brand new guild, it's not going to give you these things. So pay attention what guild you join so it can have those things unlocked if you want to be really fast. So far we're talking 20% increase in experience already just from the guild buff. Another thing that you need to keep in mind, also related to housing, your rest experience. Now, if you're gonna try to be really fast, then obviously you're not gonna stay a lot of time logged off. But if you have a house, I think you can get one at level 14. I might be mistaken, but you guys are surely gonna notice when you get a house, because you kind of have a quest. Um, I will show you where to get a house from. In Ilium, it's actually quite straightforward. From the center of the capital, you can just go here. This is the place. And you can just get yourself a nice house. You teleport yourself to the house. And every time you log off from inside the house. The more decor items you have, the faster the rest experience fills. Rest experience basically doubles the amount of XP that you get from quests, killing mobs, etc. So it's really good to have. It's either double or 50% more. I'm not quite sure on that one. This is the vendor, the renown vendor. You can spend 500 renown, which is the currency that you get by doing group content like dungeons, adventures, for example, or raids, and you just spend 500. You buy one of these flasks. 500 is really easy to get. Flask lasts for 4 hours, gives you 10%, so that's really awesome to have. Pop one of those bad boys every time you log in and you start questing. You're gonna feel a big difference. Now, housing, we got it covered. What else is there to talk about? Very important thing, cash shop. If you're willing to spend a little bit of money in the cash shop, there are some amazing things you can buy for leveling. First of all, there is this bad boy right here in consumables and flasks. Flask of advancement, 50% more from quests, PvP, and also path. That is insane, because in Wildstar quests give you a lot as it is. Having 50% more plus your rest experience plus your guild experience, you're just gonna breeze through the levels. This is a very good thing to pop. I would definitely recommend buying this every time you are questing. Personally, I would buy the 3 hour one, because usually after like 3 hours I feel like taking a break. Uh, you can definitely log off and still have this when you return, so that's really cool. Another thing, Flask of R&R. Let me just quickly move this guy so you can see it. Flask of R&R fills up your rest experience bar up to a total um, maximum available experience for your level. So basically, if you're like playing once in 6 hours and your rest experience doesn't get to fill in by itself, you can definitely pop one of those bad boys, Flask of R&R. Easy 50% at least more experience from the rest experience bonus. Those two amazing things to buy from the cash shop if you want to level up fast. Now, how can we make level up being a lot of fun? First of all, you can play with your friends. Do quests, it's really much fun. Second of all, queue up for group content, dungeons and PvP. For example, I would skip adventures because they are a bit so and so with experience, so I would totally skip them while leveling. Dungeons you can find in PvE by opening your group finder. You have here dungeons. Now, as a lobby, you won't have the option to go for a random one as you have when you're max level, but you can select one of these depending on your level and just basically do it with your friends, or just queue up solo if you're more like a lone wolf type of guy. First dungeon, Storm Talon's Lair, level 20 dungeon, really fun to do, pretty easy. Um, I definitely recommend doing dungeons until you are 6 levels above the dungeon's level tops. If you're already 7 levels, 8 levels, 9, etc., you're not gonna get as much XP as you get if you're 5 or under levels above the dungeon's level. So Storm Talon's Lair from 20 to 25, even 26, I would push it. Then go to Ruins of Kelvoreth from 25, 26 up until 30, 31. After that, those 4 levels from 31 to 35 where you can join the next one, which is Skullcano, you can definitely enjoy some questing, you can enjoy some PvP, which we're going to talk about in a moment. Then go to Skullcano, queue up. Skullcano is a bit of a tough pickle. You know, you kind of need to try a little bit harder to finish it as a new player, but it's very doable and it's really a lot of fun. Doing dungeons and doing PvP with a group teaches you, number one, not to be an asswipe, because you know, you learn the game, you learn your class, you learn your role inside the group. Number two, it gives you a lot of experience. I'm talking here 2 levels per run if you're running the guild buff and maybe 1 potion from the cash shop. That's insane. Basically 3 runs of Kelvoreth, you're already level 31. So that's really awesome. PvP, as I was talking, I think you can start PvP from level uh, see here, from level 6. I am level 41 at the moment, so I don't see higher level battlegrounds. They are the same battlegrounds, only they are categorized in like level batches. So from level 6, I think you can start doing PvP while you're questing, guys. Queue up for PvP, don't be a stranger. I mean, in PvP we're talking Granox flying all over the place. We're talking Orins dying. We're talking, Chuas exploding stuff around. So it's a lot of fun and it just teaches you the game. It makes you part of the community, and PvP is a lot of fun. PvE is a little bit more, focused on the mechanics and, do this and do that. Oh my god, we failed. Start again. But PvP, awesome. A battleground takes anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes is basically if you're like ignoring all of the challenges and things that you need to do in the battleground. It's just like a bloodbath. A dungeon takes, I would say, any dungeon is worth it if you can do it in under 1 hour, because getting 2 levels for like 45-50 minutes of playing is still really worth it. We're talking here 2 levels per 45 minutes. Basically, it's gonna take you like what, 2 levels per hour. It's gonna take you like 25 hours to get to level 50. That is amazing. You have various dungeons and various PvP. In PvP, you only need battlegrounds. So let's just go for these because they are 10 versus 10. It does require 10 people from each faction to queue up, so you may or may not get a group for them. But don't be discouraged. While you're questing, while you're chatting, be queued up. You have nothing to lose anyway. Dungeons, we have Storm Talon's Lair, Kelvoreth, Skulkano, Sanctuary of the Sword Maiden, and Proto Games when you're gonna be 50. At level 10, you also have a Proto Game Academy. Lots of experience in there as well. Lots of it. Now, what else haven't we covered? I told you about the quests, PvE, group content. I would definitely recommend if you want to spend a little bit of money in the cash shop, do it. It's worth it for the pots. Um, You can play with your friends, you can play solo, quests as well. It's really rewarding to do quests, and you can go from map to map. Remember, 2 levels, if the mobs are already 2 levels under you, or even 1 level under you, stop doing it. It's not worth it anymore. Get a mount, that's also important. Bind yourself in Ilium. Here, this is the binding place, the binding transmat. You just click on it. I cannot show you guys because I'm already bound here, but you click on it and it's really fast recall. This is the recall. You know, anytime you want to sell some stuff from your bag or just, access a fast taxi, which is another thing that is important. Taxi service right here. If you want to use the taxi service, it's going to take some time, so I don't recommend using the taxi because if I want to travel here, for example, it's going to take me from Ilium to there and then to here. So that's not so convenient. In the free-to-play client, you will have another really good function on the top right here next to your minimap, or maybe your minimap is down there, wherever you have it. Rapid transport. You click it and you can go to any point of the map in case, for example, you wanted to sell gear and you want to go just straight back to questing. Bam, you're there already. First time it costs gold, then it puts it on a 1 hour cooldown. But if you still want to use it during that 1 hour, you can just use it with service tokens, which is another consumable item from the cash shop. Pretty straightforward. Leveling is fun. If you know what you're doing in Wildstar, it kinda takes about 2 days, 2.5 days tops to get from 1 to 50. I'm talking in the live client now, which is obviously not so much experience things you can buy as in the free-to-play client. On the free-to-play client, I bet people are gonna be from 1 to 50 in 16 hours. So yeah, you can also be, even if you're a new player, you can be level 50 in 3-4 days if you play a couple of hours a day, and if you're serious about it. Don't bother too much about 5-man quests. Don't get stuck in all the bureaucracy. 5-man, 3-man quest that you cannot finish because it's an elite. Just continue, move on, do some dungeons, continue doing PvP. You can do various things, whatever your heart desires, basically. Every class is pretty easy to level up, so you're not gonna have problems with any. Other than that, guys, I think I covered everything up. Um, let's see, I have it written down here. Anything that I missed? No, no, I haven't missed any. One thing really kind of important. In the free-to-play client, while you're questing, you're gonna see like a golden pile of either junk or rocks. I still don't know what those are. I think it's like a golden pile of rocks. Interact with it and you can get a random buff. Anything from crit chance to experience to HP increase. Take those buffs. If it's an XP buff, you're gonna be really lucky. Other than that, if you want even more experience, you can also, for example, subscribe to the game to be a signature member, and yeah, I think it gives you reputation, rest experience, 25% extra experience. There you go. Signature members get 25% extra. So if you want to pay like, a subscription, at least in the first month, while you're like leveling up and getting your elder gems straight and stuff like that, this is really good. I wish you guys all the best. I wish to see lots of you in the free to play game, and as always, Lots of love.